that coincides with your ganglia. Let me not on this live go too deep into that. Let's just keep it like this. Basal ganglia. What this is this is where actually habits are developed. This is the subconscious things of like how you do it and and what you do. And let me give you an actual scientific study about how this works. If something ever happens to your hippocampus, let's say your hippocampus is damaged, and your hippocampus is it's like your episodic memory. It's the thing that bonds all the sensory cortices together. So what does that mean? Like I said, in your cortex, you have four main lobes: frontal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe, parietal lobe. And so with your temporal lobe, what that does is it helps you remember what you hear. And what you hear, that's what they call your auditory cortex. Auditory cortex. And then you also have another function in there, what they call the semantic, what is it called? The semantic cortex or the semantic sensor. And this is the what, like you're giving something meaning. But we'll get to that at a later time, later topic. You have that. You have your front. You have your parietal. Goodness gracious, your parietal lobe, and I already told you you had three functions within that. And then you also have your occipital lobe, which is your visual cortex, which you remember what you've seen, what you visualize. And the parietal lobe is you remember how something felt, and you remember where something was located wise, right? So just follow me. Okay, I'm about to have a brain fart, man. Like I told y'all, man, I'll be putting this together in real time. What was my point? Oh yeah, habits. This is how habits are developed. So, anyways, like I said, if your hippocampus is damaged, your hippocampus is your episodic like memory. It's what binds all of these sensories that help you when you go to sleep. You internalize that memory because it stores it in the cortex. Think of your hippocampus as a librarian, right? So what a librarian is there for is supposed to be the quarterback, as you can say, with books, like book sections in the store. And that's what your hippocampus is for all of those sensories that I just covered, like what you can feel, what you can hear, what you remember hearing, feeling, seeing, touching, things like that. If that's ever damaged, what happens is people, they can no longer form new memories because when that's damaged, their working memory, which is in their prefrontal cortex, what happens is their working memory is not efficient anymore. They can't hold on, and your working memory is only things that holds on to the memory for seconds to minutes. And that's the difference with your hippocampus. Your hippocampus is the things that hold on to things for days, weeks, months, because like I said, with sleep, it stores in your cortex, right? So, hey, what's going on? I see some people hop in there. Good morning to you. Anyways, that's why when that's damaged, you can't develop new memories, and that's why I was saying like a librarian. Now you still have those books in that library, so when it's damaged, you can technically remember old memories that happened previous to you damaging your hippocampus, but you're missing your librarian, aka you're missing librarian, aka you're missing your hippocampus. So now you can't store new books into that library. You can't store. Well, I don't want to say store, but you can't bind new memories in that library. So the only thing that you can rely on, because there's been cases, is your basal ganglia, your identity, you're accidentally building. Basal ganglia is a subconscious thing. This is why when people do damage this hippocampus, they can still, how can I say, they can still operate, and they can have constructive and productive habits. So if they still get up in the morning, they don't have to remember what they did 20 minutes ago for nothing. But if it's a habit that they made to brush their teeth, right, then they're not going to stop brushing their teeth in the morning. If it's a habit that every day at 7 o'clock in the morning that they work out, that's going to be a habit that's ingrained in their basal ganglia. So just think of it like this: your prefrontal cortex and your hippocampus, that's what you're consciously doing, right? And then your basal ganglia is what you're subconsciously doing, which this is still something that we need to go over, because a habit like picking up your phone as soon as you wake up, and I know y'all like, when you're doing a task, stay away from your phone. Hef said stay away from your phone or whatever. Yeah, I'm saying that, but I also gotta keep track of time or whatever, because I don't need to like rock you guys to sleep, right? And I gotta move on to my next task, which is getting in my free school community, giving more value. Anyways, basal ganglia. So these are things that we need to put in place. What I'm trying to say is this: in the morning, this is going to be the hours in the day where you can really separate yourself from the pack. That's all I'm trying to say, bro. All I'm trying to say. This is when you can really make a difference. You can make that gap between you and the average person. The average person, because of their basal ganglia, their first reaction, the first innate thing to do is to check their phone. And there's no problem with checking your phone, because I even check my phone first thing in the morning. What do I check it for? Do I check it for notifications per se? No. I just check it so I can turn off the alarm. That's it. And then I'll probably sling my phone somewhere, because I understand that we need to rewire that habit, that subconscious habit, to check your phones and check notifications, because I know y'all can relate to this. It was something that you guys probably had to do. Let's say you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I think that's a fair thing. So let's say you woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's something that you need to do at 8:30 in the morning. Next thing you know, you roll over, you grab your phone, and you go into a what they call it, doom scrolling for almost 2 hours, and you be like, oh shoot, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it's a subconscious habit that you just made with your basal ganglia to be on your phone like that. And remember, the brain works on emotions first. So when it works on emotion first, it's going to give in to what? Instant gratification, what we already went over earlier into this live. It's going to give in to instant gratification. It's not going to give in initially into the input that's actually better for you, which is the delayed gratification. So these are things that you guys can now be conscious of. And like I said, that's the main thing, because we wanna subconsciously be competent. And I can go over that in another video. But what we wanna do is develop good habits at all costs. I got a book over there called. Don't I got a book, something called Habits or something? My bad, y'all. What book do I got? It's called. I got too many books, but I know I got it on this side of my shelf. I gotta have it on this side of my shelf. What is that book called? What was that concept they had? Is that it right there? Good Habits. Yeah, Good Habits and Bad Habits by Wendy Wood. How many minutes I got in this left? Nah, I'm not gonna touch on it. But anyways, this is the whole gist of what I'm trying to get at. The identity you're accidentally building. The things that happen on accident is the subconscious things all the time. And one of those subconscious things is your basal ganglia. And now that you're conscious about it, then you can be more careful about being susceptible to the subconscious bad habits. That's all I'm trying to say. What's another thing? Man, I like this. Let me know in the comment section, do y'all like this as well, man? Like I said, this is probably different than like most of the YouTubers that you guys watch, where, like I said, you never know what they doing, man. They probably got a teleprompter. They probably got a big old teleprompter this big that they reading off of, and they giving y'all this old perfect, pre-recorded video, which I don't got no hate towards that. All I'm saying is like show appreciation, man. Commenting down there that do you like these types of videos where y'all can see how my mind's processing in real time and real time engagement. Because remember, I'm going YouTube live every Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you guys wanted to pick my brains, not my brains, but pick my brain live while I'm on here, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I'm just letting y'all know that. So if y'all appreciate that, just let me know that in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe, do all of that. You know what I mean? And you know, just let me know. Just let me know. And I know it's going to be some things that you guys are going to have questions about, and that's perfectly fine. So if you guys missed the live or it's taking you guys time to like articulate that question that you guys have had, even though you're in my YouTube live stream, then we can just talk it out on my free school community over at Philosopher Paradise. Like I said, I would really, if you the only person that show up in there, then we about to be talking one-on-one for an hour. If it's a group of 3 or 5 of us, then 3 or 5 of us about to be chopping it up for an hour, you know, so y'all can get more clarification, things like that. So this is my last topic for today. I see it's like some people in and out of the live chat. If you guys had any questions, maybe I need to start doing that. When I start getting more consistent engagement, maybe I'll leave I might start doing that too. Maybe the last 10 or 5 minutes of the live open to maybe I can answer 2 or 3 questions real quick. Let's see. So if you guys had any last minute questions while I'm on a YouTube live, let me know. Cause we'll be wrapping up in 5 minutes. Any last minute questions, let me know. Any last minute questions you guys have, let me know. If something wasn't all the way clear, that's perfectly fine. And I want some of this stuff not to be clear, because what did I tell you earlier in this live? The way us humans process information is first, something grabs our attention, and then 2, we try to predict, and we try to predict anything. We try to predict what the speaker is about to say next. We try to predict how heavy this door is before we open it. We try to predict, and then when we get that prediction wrong, then we have the error. And then once we have the error, our minds wants to correct that error, and then once we correct that error, then we lock it in. Where our memory, our hippocampus try to lock that in and store that and dish that off to the cortex so it can store the memory long term. So I'm just saying all of that to say, what am I trying to say? Oh my goodness, I'm lost in my own sauce. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if something don't make sense to y'all, comment it down below. We'll get into it. All the stuff that I just went over, it's no way. It should not. I mean, if it does, then great, but it should not. So don't be insecure about that at all. It should not make sense. All the stuff I just covered today, it should not be that cohesive for you guys to understand the first time around. So nobody better feel like shy or insecure to ask like questions or scared or embarrassed. Don't. Like, I'm the one that nerded out and read all of these books about the brain and philosophy, about other things. Any last minute questions for me? If y'all was around like my channel, like in the earlier stages, what I did with this channel, I kind of switched the primary and secondary around. Always had like my videos about discipline and focus and procrastination and things like that on my channel, but that I was using that as the secondary. Now I made that the primary of my channel. So the secondary things that's of subject matters that I study, I don't even really touch on those anymore with this channel. Maybe the only time y'all gonna see me touch on that is like I said, in my free school community, when we really like chopping up person to person. That's when y'all can get like my whole like intellectual scope. But right now I'm just leading with, I would say, like a quarter or half of like my intellectual like subject matters. How many minutes we got? Yeah, but y'all know what it is. It's half the philosopher, man. The subject matters. I can go down them. My subjects is cognitive neuroscience, philosophy, Near East study, ancient history, Egyptology, comparative religion, philology in a way as well. So those are all like my main subject matters. Just to let you guys know. But of course, I'm not about to cover all of those with my YouTube content. I'm just trying to stay with two of them, so YouTube can actually push my content through. Because prior to that, they wasn't really pushing my content through because I was giving y'all too much diversity with my intellectual scope, and that's not productive in trying to like reach and give as much value to as many people and help as many people as I can doing that. Later on with my YouTube career and ventures, then we can expand and expound on that. But as of right now, two things I'm pushing with this channel right now is just the things I know about neuroscience and philosophy, because I think those things mesh well with one another. So we got one more minute, y'all. Any last question before I go over to my free school community? Y'all can see that in the live chat right now. I'm about to swing over to my free school community. Well, hey, it's 9 o'clock. I'm about to see y'all my free school community, man. Don't be stuck and dumb forever. Let's learn and grow together. It's Hef.